Spend your evening with a friend on Joy 102.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Jeff Sport 84. Tonight we're at Rummel High School Gymnasium, where we'll have a few demonstrations before our dual meet between Rummel and Grace King. Our guest is Stan Cotterman. Stan, a former LSU wrestler. We're going to have some demonstrations tonight to show us where the points will come from, correct?
That's right, Manny. We're going to explain a little bit how each individual can score points in order to defeat his opponent or pin his opponent in each individual match.
Okay, if you'd introduce our demonstration.
Okay. Sophomore Ron Cannabis is going to demonstrate on freshman Mike Ackler of Rummel High School the situations where you can score a near fall, takedown, escape, and reversal.
Okay.
Okay, Mike and Rob. Now, Mike, why don't you take, now they'll both start from a neutral position in the center of the mat. They'll shake hands, and then they'll begin to wrestle. And the man who takes the first guy down will get 2 points. Now, Mike, why don't you shoot on Rob and take him down for 2 points? Mike is shooting a single, tripping him up, getting behind him, and getting 2. Now, that would be 2 points, Manny. Takedown. Now, Rob, why don't you show a little bit different takedown on Mike? Okay, they're locked up here. He shoots in, picks him up, brings him down, maintains control. Now, that would be 2 points, and that's how each match is started. Now, after the first round, if there's no points scored, what they'll do is they'll start from top and bottom. Also, after the man takes another guy down, he'll have control of him, and they'll be in a situation where it's called top and bottom. So, Mike, why don't you take bottom? Rob, you take top. And Rob, I'm sorry, Mike, why don't you do a reversal? Do a reversal. Okay, what he's doing is a switch, comes around, gets control, gets behind Rob right there, and he'll get 2 points. Now, Rob, why don't you show a little different reversal? Why don't you show a arm and leg roll or a Peterson? And when the referee starts it, they'll say, wrestle. Oh, Rob comes back for a re-switch right there. He did the same move Mike did. Why don't you both guys, now from bottom, show what a near fall is. In other words, Rob, you get on bottom, and Mike, break him down. Now what Mike's going to do here, he has control. He's going to tie Rob up and try to put him on his back, put his shoulders to the match. In other words, having control of an opponent in a pinning situation for holding one shoulder on the mat and holding the other shoulder within an angle of 45 degrees for less than 1 second, or stopping both shoulders even momentarily within 4 inches of the mat. The criteria here for 3 or 2 points is whether he holds it for 5 seconds. 3 points shall be awarded. Now, Mike on bottom, Rob on top. Mike, show an escape. Now, this would be a 1 point for Mike. When he starts on bottom, if he doesn't reverse him, in other words, he just becomes back to the neutral position they started with, that's 1 point. Now, there are certain positions in wrestling that are considered illegal. In other words, Rob, get on bottom, Mike, get on top, break him down, and put in a full Nelson. There's no full Nelsons in prep wrestling or collegiate wrestling or Olympic wrestling for that matter. Full Nelson is when both hands come around the shoulder. 1 point would be awarded to Rob because Mike shot a full Nelson on him. Also, Mike, show, in other words, reach around, grab, lock hands from top position. You cannot lock hands. In other words, he's locking both his hands from top position. That would be 1 point for the opponent. Now, Mike, in other words, show a complete pin from a cradle position. Now, this will be a pin, Manny. This is the objective of the whole match. Your team is awarded 6 points when your man pins a guy. Now, that's when both shoulders are touching the mat for 1 second, at least 1 second, and that would be considered a pin. And each team that is successful in pinning his man will receive 6 points.
Well, this is for individual competition, and we'll get later, touch on it later about team concept in scoring.
Correct. Wrestling is both a sport of individual effort and team effort. So, in other words, the guy out there wrestling has got to win his match. If he wins by pin, he'll do better. If he wins by 12 points, he'll do better, but not quite as good as a pin. And if he wins by 8, he'll do more successful than just decision. However, at the end, they'll add up all these points, and they'll come with a team total victory.
Okay, so don't go away. We're going to be right back. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll be right back with our dual match, King Rummel.
Delgado Community College presents Forum, a series of timely reports and interviews about learning and education. The show...
Welcome back to Rummel Gymnasium, where we'll have our prelims. Again, I'm Manny Baracco along with Stan Cotterman. Stan, we're getting ready for our first prelim, 98-pound weight class from Rummel, Chris Crump and John Engert from Grace King. Chris is an 8th grader. He's in the blue, which is the right of your screen right now.
Manny, right here, you have the Grace King, John Engert, attempting a takedown. However, they're still both in the neutral position since he did not have control when he took him off that white circle of the mat. You have to maintain control of the man within that white circle.
Trying to get a takedown.
High crotch. Nice takedown by Mr. Crump.
2 points. Crump on top, 2-0 right now. We got 128 remaining in our first.
He's breaking him down there, man. That was a beautiful high crotch takedown by Chris.
So first round we have
2 points. Now he's going for the fall right here, Manny. He's got a half Nelson. He's going to sit on it. He's going to maintain as much pressure as he can. He's picking him up. He's getting points. That was a pin.
And we'll remind you, these early matches, the prelims, will not go towards any team totals between Rummel and King.
Right, and it should be fair to note that John Engert is a very light 98-pound, and he's got a great future in front of him.
Chris Crump was 3-4 coming into this match. He finished second in a Jesuit tournament. 8th grader has just picked up the win in the 98-pound weight class. We're going to go up to the 126-pound weight class, so you're going to see a little more strength with the young man. 9th grader Mike Alker, 8-4 from Rummel. He won the Jesuit junior high tournament, and his opponent is Mark Wright from King.
Right, now Mike has got his leg.
Don't let go, Mike.
Why Mark from Grace King, he still hadn't taken him down. Mike is still maintaining his
Cross
defense. That's it. Come on, Mike. That's 2 points there for Grace King. He's barring his arms up.
Again, remind you, 2 points for a takedown, 1 for an escape, 2 for a reversal, 2 or 3 for a near fall, which we'll get into later, 1 for riding.
And Mike's working to his base, trying to get an escape or a reversal. Why Mark from Grace King is maintaining his control. Mark Wright.
Right on top now.
Yeah. He's pushing him on his back. High. Okay, now Ackler turned around, but he got caught for a 2-point near fall. However, he's in a position for an escape. He got an escape. 1 point, man.
44 seconds.
Shot a nice double leg. However, Wright from Grace King is sprawled out, pushing his head down, keeping him off him. However, Mike's picking him up. He may trip him. Nope.
Mark Wright leads right now 6-1 with a 2-pointer, 2-point takedown, 23 seconds.
That was good hustle by Mike Ackler.
There's head coach Sam Sarah from Grace King. Sam's been around a while. He was at John Quincy Adams for 4 years. He came over to King 4 years ago, and he's been the head wrestling coach since then. And he has done a terrific job with the wrestling program at King. They've now become a perennial power in District 12 Quad A, and they will be one of the teams to contend with this season.
He sure has, Manny. In fact, he's a football coach at Grace King also, should be noted, and someone who never wrestled in his life. He picked up wrestling just by studying it, and he's a football man, and it's great to have a man like that in the sport.
And, you know, you even see old Sam on the weekends. He'll be out in front of his swimming pool. He'll have the TV out there, and he'll be watching championship wrestling. Of course, he wears a mask and all while he's watching it.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. Round 2.
Now Mike Ackler, he's maintained control of right. However, he's reached back, which is dangerous. You should never reach back when you're on bottom, because you're gonna get suckered in for a half, and that's what happened. Now, hopefully Mike can, for his point of view, can get out of it. However, Mark, he's turning him over. He's sitting on it, but Mike's going to turn in and possibly get a reversal himself. There you go.
Great strength in the neck. Alker.
That was a nice rollover by Mike Ackler, who, by the way, also plays football for Coach George Ryan here at Rummel High School. He's going to be a good football player, too.
He may be ready to score for a near fall here.
Now
you know, Mark Wright leads right now 13-1, and
however, if Mike Ackler pins him, it doesn't matter what's going on.
You're right.
It can be 100-0. Just put him down on that, those shoulders on his back. Now he's going for a cradle. He's going for a cradle. Now he's got him on his back. Now, cradle is generally difficult to pin from, but however, you can get points from it.
He is closing the gap. 3 points near fall. It's now 13-6. 34 seconds. Wright just hanging on. Alker has come on something awful.
That's right. Ackler's taking it to him. He's controlling him.
Well, you know, you can hear some of the encouragement and moves being shouted out from both staffs.
That's right.
And it is so difficult. You can hear it, but it's so difficult to do it out there. I think you would vouch for that more than anybody.
Now, it looks like here Manny Mike is going to step over and try to break the 45. No near fall, though. And we're going to start the third and final round. It's 10-6. It's still close, especially even though Ackler is behind. He's been more aggressive later on.
There's Mark Wright, 10-6. And Alker, great second round. We're in our last 2 minutes of the preliminaries, the 126-pound weight class. Rummel High School Gymnasium, dual meet, Rummel King.
Now Mike's turned into him. He's facing him. He's in a position of reversal or taking him down. However, no points have been given yet. Now, with right ahead and on top, he has to take the move to Mike. In other words, he can't stall, Manny, because he could just stall out and sit on his lead, and that wouldn't be fair to Ackler or the bottom wrestler behind. So if he is not aggressive enough, the official will warn him for stalling. And I predict he may warn him real soon. However, Ackler just rolled him, got a reversal, and it looks like a pin. It looks like he's going to pin him.
Oh, and he almost had it.
He sure did. He sure did.
We've got 52 seconds left.
He's bringing him over.
10-8.
I tell you, Mike Ackler has really wrestled tough, come back, and
what a great comeback. Mike Alker pins Mark Wright with 43 seconds left in the last round. And saying that was one heck of a comeback. He was trailing in points, but he would have gotten a near fall.
He still came back.
There.
He hustled in, took it to him, and pinned him. He's going to be an outstanding wrestler.
You know, this year, King is undefeated in dual meets. The team has finished at tournaments at the Higgins Invitational second, the George Trigg Memorial fourth, and the East St. John Wildcat Tournament fourth. And I think Sam Sarah is very pleased because he's going to only be losing 3 starting seniors from this year's crop. And some of these prelims, these are some of the younger guys he's going to
Right, these are JV, these are exhibition.
Come on, Warren.
However, these are very important for a young guy to get on the mat and start wrestling, start feeling what it's like, the competition.
This is the 155-pound weight class from King, Richard Lemoyne, and from Rummel, Warren Donnelly. He's 1-4 as a sophomore. Good move by Lemoyne.
Now, Warren's caught now. However, he reversed him. That's a beautiful reversal. Warren Donnelly is a sophomore. He just started wrestling this year. He's learning the moves. He's learning the sport. It's a very complicated sport. He's very strong. He also plays football for Coach George Ryan. And he's really wrestling tough now. Richard Lemoyne, he's in trouble now because he could be cradled. In fact, he is cradled.
Donnelly trying to drive over the top.
Right. That's it. That's it. And he's doing it, man.
Good position.
That's a pin. Should also be noted that Warren Donnelly's father wrestled, and he's a Michigan native, so obviously good blood family lines for wrestling.
Good close-up shot. Steve Blake, the official tonight. He's a referee, and he is moving all over the place. A lot of us in the general vicinity behind us are yelling, pin, pin, and he has maybe the best seat in the house.
30 seconds.
5-4, Richard Lemoyne on top in the scoring department.
However, Donnelly has in fact taken the lead. The official hadn't given him points for his near fall because he still has the pinning hole on Lemoyne. In other words, when either the match is over, the period's over, or he breaks the hole, he won't get credit for any points until then, where there's only 3 seconds left. He should get 3.
He does. Good call.
Thank you.
That's the end of round 1. We've got 3 2-minute rounds. We're going to round 2. Score 7-5. Lemoyne is trailing.
Is that correct? Okay.
Lemoyne is trailing. Warren Donnelly with the 7. And Stan, quickly as we get into the second round, the flip of the coin we had earlier will determine who takes up and down position.
Right, for each even match. In other words, the first match, if it was won by Rummel, he'll have choice at top.
2-point reversal.
And that's tied up, 7-7.
Come on, Warren.
The 155-pound weight class, and both athletes put together well. See, they both have worked with a weight program.
Oh, for sure.
And tremendous definition in the backs and the arms.
Warren's trying to pop his grip and to get an escape, while Richard Lemoyne from Grace King is going to try to maintain that control. Now that was an escape. Official going to give Rummel 1 point for escaping.
Set yourself up, you up, Rich. Tell your mom.
Well, you can almost see the exhaustion on the
Exactly.
wrestlers' faces.
The longest 6 minutes ever.
Shooting for a takedown. He still hasn't gotten
for a
control.
double. However, Grace King is sprawled out. He's pushing his head down, trying to keep on the defensive, keeping him off himself. Okay, now you see Grace King gets 2 because he swung around and got 2.
What's amazing, 1 minute, one of the wrestlers will look totally exhausted, and then he can just reach down and grab that extra effort.
That's it. That's it.
9-8. Richard Lemoyne on top, and he will take the up position.
Warren's getting the escape. He has 40 seconds. He's trying to switch. And in fact, he's basically got an escape. However, he's going to reverse him and get 2 instead, but he's going for the pin. He's got 17 seconds to do it. He's broken the man's shoulders on the mat. He's getting back points.
Donnelly just looked up to see what the clock had left. Whew, and he just does hang on. Lemoyne hung on there.
Like I said, Manny, Warren also plays football for Rummel. He's going to be an outstanding football player. And he's only a sophomore. This is his first year wrestling, so he's got a great future.
He's on top right now, 12-9 in the scoring department. You know, one thing that I've noticed in the past, and very evident here, the officials won't take any chances if a young wrestler appears to have any type of injury whatsoever.
Get to your feet, Warren.
The score is Warren Donnelly 12, Richard Lemoyne 9.
That's correct. Now, they're off the circle, so the referee stopped it. He's going to start them again.
And we remind you that we're in the prelims right now. We have 13 scheduled matches for you in the regular dual meet. We're in the 155-pound weight class. Rummel's Chris Crump in the 98-pound weight class and Mike Alker in the 126-pound weight class won the preceding prelims.
Manny, Warren has just reached around and looks like he's going to pin him. He's gotten the reversal from the official. He's putting Richard Lemoyne on his back. And I wouldn't be surprised if any second now the official slams the mat for a pin.
He's very close. 57 seconds. Lemoyne. He's going to give him 3 points for a near fall. But Donnelly's not finished yet. He wants a pin.
Now, Donnelly let him go there, Manny. He figures, well, I'm going to try to take him down to his back rather than to do it. Now, he only has 23 seconds, so he's going to have to hurry up and do it. However, Lemoyne hadn't quit yet himself, so he's going to hang in there tough.
Yeah, Warren just glanced up at the clock, and he's very confident. He's got a 17-10, and there's 2 more points.
He's just got to take down again. Now, that was a warning for stalling, however, because official felt that he wasn't being as aggressive as he could. However, caution of first false start.
You know, for stalling, you get 2 warnings, and your third offense, you'll give your opponent 1 point, and the fourth 2 points. On the fifth, you will be disqualified. I don't think that Warren has a problem right now as the buzzer.
Oh, no. He's going to be a good one, Manny. Years to come.
I don't know. Maybe these Rummel men like it on the tube. I know Lenny Davis. Lenny Davis has got to be very pleased right now. Lenny goes back a long way. In fact, he's worked with Cox on a wrestling meet once before. He's at his 4th year here at Rummel. First year as a head coach.
That's right.
And
that's always tough.
Just a terrific worker. Lenny was at Bonneville High School as a wrestler in '78 and '79. District champ in wrestling, and also a city finalist. He went on to wrestle in the state championships, but Lenny is just an outstanding person, and you can see it is already starting to flow into the young men that he works with. And the program is looking like it's going to be in good shape under Lenny Davis's direction. 155-pound weight class, another prelim. Sean Turpey, 3-5, a junior from Rummel, and Robert Duplessis from King, 155-pound weight class.
Now, Turpey just was taken down at the edge of the mat, and the official stopped it. I believe Grace King's coach was questioning a takedown, although it was awarded to him.
Just underway.
Sean's a junior from Rummel, and he's attempting a switch on Robert Duplessis. However, Grace King still has his legs, still maintain control, so there is no reversal.
Hands up! Catch it all, son! Come on, dude. Keep it! No pulling on you! Elevate! That's back point, Fred. That's back point. Come on, step up with your hips! Step up with your hips!
Now, the official may call a stalemate. In other words, where neither man has done anything, he'll just stop it. However, they've decided to keep going because he's gotten out of that stalemate.
Get it tight, dude.
Turpey trying to get up. 50 seconds left in our first round. This is the 4th of 5 prelims.
Bring it down, dude. Stack it, dude. Stack it. Stack it, dude.
Now, he's riding Rummel quite well. He's tight on him, preventing Turpey from Rummel from doing much of anything except trying to break loose from bottom, then trying a reversal. Barring his arm up, shooting chicken wing.
Come on, dude.
Ball and chain. That's it.
That ends our first round. Score 4-0. Robert Duplessis leads 4-0. Stan, you've been around wrestling for a long time now. As we said earlier, you wrestled with LSU. How have you seen the change in high school wrestling over the...
Oh, it's improved greatly. It improves year by year by year. When I was in high school, they might have been only half as number the high schools that have wrestling that have it today, and it's growing all the time. Okay, Grace King right here just switched Sean Turpey of Rummel, gotten control and gotten a reversal.
Bring it back, dude. Bring it back to the mat, dude.
And judging from the first round, the Grace King man is quite a good rider.
Turpey's got the advantage right now, and there's some people behind us yelling, pull him on the mat. And very wisely, Duplessis gets off the mat, and they'll go back out to the middle.
Now, Rummel's behind here, 6'2", so he's going to have to put him on his back to get some points here because he can't reverse him, obviously. He's on top, so he has to go for a pin. Unless he lets him go and takes him down, but you'll only gain 1 point in that exchange.
And then you're not guaranteed to get
exactly.
that too.
That's it. That's the whole thing.
Go for it, dude. Bring it to the middle of the mat, dude.
Still no points awarded.
Now, the Grace King man tried a hip throw. However, Turpey was really, well, he got
great
it.
strength, Duplessis.
He got it. He got it. Went for a hip throw and finally got it. And that's hard to get out of.
Turpie did well just to keep from being pinned.
That's right. Sean Turpie